This is it. We in this thing.
First episode.
First episode. We in Naked Conversations. Welcome, y'all. So what's up? I'm Nita Love,
And I'm Lawrence Souffrant.
and we about to get into some, what do you say? Raw, honest,
Yeah.
real,
Unfiltered.
Oh Lord, I don't think they ready.
We going out the gate about the bedroom. Like we ain't even wasting no time.
Cause this episode is about what?
Yeah, masculinity
in the bedroom.
That's right.
Oh Lord.
Well, when you hear masculinity in the bedroom, what comes to mind?
Power, direction. To me, especially as a sexologist, what comes to mind is definitely power, the exchange, or getting power. What about you?
Getting power. Okay, yeah. When I hear masculinity in the bedroom, I think more about the energy of leadership, kind of the one that is guiding where we go next, how we go there, which also requires a level of observation and strategy. Yeah, that's what comes to mind. Yeah,
Oh, not observation and strategy. Not in the bedroom. That sound like a drill sergeant to
You
me.
think so?
Yes.
Girl, let me tell you, when I change and do this all strategic, I'm paying attention to what she's doing, how she's responding,
Okay.
and I'm knowing when to move. It ain't random.
So it's like not just leading though. It's not like
It is leading.
it is leading.
Yeah.
Do you think men really think they be leading?
Oh, well, if you're talking about in general, I don't know. I have a course to help men learn.
Okay.
I can't, you know what I mean? Because I hear what you're saying. You know what I mean? So I'm not sure if men are as strategic, but I think that would change the game if they learned how to be present and actually lead and guide. You know, because if it's working,
Why not?
yeah.
What if I told you that men are not actually leading?
Well, I mean, you help people in this arena, so you let us know what are men doing in the bedroom.
I think they feel, just due to societal pressure, that they are supposed to be leading and that the bedroom is centered around men, which is where the masculinity conversation comes from. However, I think you have to have a willing woman, and if that ain't happening, or partner, because we ain't just, one-sided on this podcast, but yeah, you got to have a willing partner, and then you can't lead if no one's going to follow.
I agree with that. I think this is a good time to even talk about what masculinity is.
Okay, well, go ahead.
Because
as the masculinity coach and expert, and
I'm only Mr. Masculinity, right?
Mr. Masculinity in the house.
Yeah, when I talk about masculinity being an energy, that's exactly what I mean. It's the vehicle that kind of carries what some might call masculine traits, but I don't even like to say that because before it's manifest, there's an energy before it actually happens. That's what masculinity is. It's the energy of giving, which I think you already said, of logic, think kind of left brain type qualities. That's the energy of that. And so, yeah, I think there are social pressures that cause men to feel like they have to lead. But to your point, I think most men are going in the bedroom not even thinking about their partner for real.
Yeah, it's a very male-centered place, from what people grow up, that the rules and the pressure, the leading, the layout, even down to protection, comes from that one space. Yeah. And a lot of women don't do that. So I'm going to go back because you said that masculinity to you is energy.
Correct.
Like, I think that's definitely kudos because to me as a sexologist, masculinity is energy. It is a ball of energy that you're taking in and out. Masculine and feminine,
that's right,
to me is an energy. So with it being an energy though, the question I think is, why is it not always why are men not taught that masculinity is an energy and not just so much as a character? Because I think a lot of men hide behind sexual masculinity, right? So you can meet a man that shows masculine traits, but it's all behind his sexual confidence. I think women do it too. Like like when they say pussy be good, I don't know if you can say that word, but
hey, we raw
energy. But they even wrote like songs called Big
Yeah, big dick
energy.
energy. Yeah,
So like
I'll say it if you don't want to say it.
I'm
Big
saying,
dick energy. That's what she's talking about.
I'm just saying, I don't know, but when you see that or when you speak on certain songs that's all about pussy power,
Hmm.
because Kevin Gates said that.
Hmm.
So can that be masked as masculinity as well? If it's an energy, because to me, when you speak in the bedroom, that's what you're talking about. You're
Yeah.
talking about sexual confidence. And so the energy that you're bringing into the room definitely matters.
Absolutely. And to your point, let me kind of back up a little bit because masculine energy or masculinity is not just in men, it's in women as well, right? And so women can bring a sense of masculinity that I think should also be honored if it's healthy, consensual, all those other things. And we'll
Right.
probably talk about that in other episodes. But with that being said, there's a difference between masculine energy and masculine presentation.
Okay.
So a lot of people present masculine, which isn't, I don't want to make it sound like that's bad, but it is misleading at the least, right?
Yeah.
Like you present what we call masculine, and a lot of what we even consider as masculine presenting comes from a Western ideology of things. And so men and women are socialized to live up to these Western constructs that don't really serve us universally.
Right. So when you say Western, you mean
White
like,
people.
okay, I'm just going to make sure we put that out
Yeah,
there.
keep it a buck.
So what
White
is
folks.
masculinity for black people?
Well, that's a great question. There aren't different forms of masculinity, but there's different ideas and understandings of masculinity, right?
Okay.
So, masculinity as a concept of energy has been understood in African cultures, Asian cultures, Native American cultures, where it is a part of nature. Like it's not even just with humans, like trees and the rocks. Like they have a sense of masculine and feminine energy intertwined. When you look at what some call myths, these stories of the goddess and the goddesses, right? The goddesses and the gods intertwining. They're really illustrations of how masculine and feminine energy flows and
Right.
intertwine and what's created when certain dynamics exist, right? So it gets really, really deep, but in the Western world or in white-driven societies, masculine and feminine has become so shallow that it's gender-based and is more about performance than
Yeah.
actually who you are and the energy that flows within you.
I love that you said that because I think that's very much true. A lot of people rap. That's why I was saying that masculinity to me, from a sex coach area, is definitely energy. But you just said that kings and gods were about the energy, the flow of connection that you can make based off of two masculine presenting people can definitely get down in the bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
Two feminine people can still get down in the bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
I think it comes down to what you're attracted to. So there's a lot of women out there that love masculine presenting men. However, they're masculine in the bedroom
Yep,
and they're not masculine men.
that's right.
So
That's
y'all
right.
know I hate to bring it up because I can't stand this damn movie, Baby Boy.
Baby boy, that's my jam.
I hate. Look at me, camera. I hate that damn movie.
Really?
I hate it.
I
I
hate you,
feel
Jody.
I hate it. I hate everything about it. It takes my family to know like how much I hate it. But Jody was a punk.
Yeah, yeah.
He was
Yeah.
I ain't even gonna say the word. He's an itch
He
in that movie.
he's a baby boy. That was
But how unmasculine they made him. But in every scene, he was getting down
yeah,
in the bedroom.
yeah.
I mean, you gonna cook these tacos, you gonna do this and you gonna do that. It was all masculine presenting
Yes.
in the bedroom. But
Yes.
truthfully, he was a boy.
Yeah, he was. And
So how many men are out there getting down with the get down?
mm-hmm.
You know, you gonna cook these tacos.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna go clean this house up. And they ain't,
And they
not
not doing
really
what
masculine.
Yeah, I mean that happens all the time because for some people sex is even an escape from their everyday reality.
Mm-hmm.
Like there are a lot of corporate high exec women that tend to carry masculine energy, but in the bedroom they want to be flipped over and bent like, yo, do what you want with me. Take that level of control once again consensually.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want to lead. I don't want to I want you to bring me somewhere,
Yes.
right? And
Take
so
me to the moon.
I think I think there is space for that. But what I also like about the movie Baby Boy is how it took the OG to kind of help him grow up and say, hey, you think you grown, because of your age and you got baby mamas and
And
kids. You think
kids.
these roles make you a man. But I
Yes.
say it all the time, especially in my course, you can be 40 and a boy. You can be 45 and a boy, and there are no roles that make you a man. Men are supposed to occupy these roles.
Right.
So when boys become fathers, it becomes toxic.
Right.
When boys become husbands, it becomes dangerous, right? And
Right.
so there is a work that men have to do to help other men really rise up to what that means, like
Right.
to the standard of manhood that we're looking for.
I'm glad you said that because I be thinking sometimes like, I see a lot of people, especially coming in and out of my office, that have been told from their boys that they them,
Mm-hmm.
and it's all because of how much
Pussy you get.
period.
Yeah.
And so it's like, okay, well, but he ain't grown. He ain't standing on grown business.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I feel like that's the misconception to me of what masculinity is. And because when you're talking about masculinity in the bedroom, you're talking about an energy that is so that can cover a room. If a man walk in and he know he got big energy, everybody gonna see him.
Yeah.
It can be masked completely behind masculine behavior.
Yeah.
But typically, you see the opposite. And so same thing with women,
Mm-hmm.
right? So let's flip it. Everybody got those bulldog women.
Yeah.
And when they get too close to them, then they turn into like, oh, she really ain't,
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
But she looks like a bulldog. She acts like a bulldog.
Yep.
And she has masculine features,
Yep.
like not in bodily features,
Right.
but she may have masculine presenting. That's that leadership and that dominance.
Mm-hmm.
But for a lot of men in the bedroom, they like, you know what I'm saying? It's like the opposite, really. Like
Yeah.
women love a masculine man, and if a man show too much femininity or too sweetening, they be like, he ain't masculine enough. But then the opposite, where you got men who look at women that are overly masculine, and they find that as a turnoff. Why do you think that's the case?
They find it as a turnoff. Well, I think for a lot of these brothers who find it as a turnoff, it's because she's probably presenting more masculine than him.
Mm-hmm.
And I say presenting more masculine because when it comes to the energy, you won't know until you get involved in certain things, whether it's sex, business, whatever, right? You won't know until it's time for that energy to actually activate. And the same thing with femininity. But since we're talking about masculinity, a lot of men, they say women are too masculine because they can't meet her at that masculine level. And really, they're shaming themselves because as a man, and as a balanced man but leans towards the masculine side, there is no woman that could be more masculine than me. It's impossible.
You don't believe women can be more masculine in the bedroom, or you mean as a man?
Oh, well, see, in the
Just want to be
bedroom,
clear.
because I'm strategic, if there's things that she want to do and she wants to kind of take control, I'll allow her to do that. And me allowing her doesn't make me less masculine because it's strategic.
Right.
Does that make sense?
So you're saying you're still ruling, even though you're not ruling?
Not ruling, leading.
Leading. So you're
Yes.
co-leading.
Yeah.
You feel like there's not a woman that can out masculine you because you are always co-leading?
Because that's the energy I embody.
Okay.
It's not a front for me, in other words.
Okay.
Right? So another thing I teach in my course is one or two things that can happen when two masculine people get in a space.
Okay.
They're either going to compete or they're going to collaborate. Right? Collaboration is a part of strategy. It is an acknowledgement that if we exercise where our strengths are, we can get further. It's strategy. Masculinity is result driven and resolve driven, right? It's not emotional.
Right.
And so if, I'm married, so, I mean, hi, baby, I'm very faithful to my wife, right? And so
Love the wifey.
when my wife gets into that space where she wants to dominate, like, it's an energy, and I sense that because I'm very in tune and observant, it would work against my strategy to try to suppress that in her and make her less confident sexually.
I love that.
So, no, I will make space
For
that because we're married and we're committed.
Right.
It's a long-term goal. I'm always strategic because
Right.
that's what I embody. Does that mean she's more masculine than me overall? No.
Right.
No, not at all. Because, number one, she's not always in that space.
Right.
With that being said, since she's not always in that space, there are times where I have to acknowledge that and lead in a certain way,
Right.
right? And
Right.
so, yeah, no woman has ever been more masculine than me.
Okay. Well, I have definitely been more masculine than men.
Mm. Well, if you can remember them, tell them to call me so I could coach them, help them out, because that's what I do. I help brothers.
Well, I do believe I like what you said about co-leadership,
Hmm.
right? I think there's this space, however, when we talk about masculine and feminine energy in the bedroom, that a lot of men feel, a little bit intimidated, right?
Mm.
When that the thought of co-leadership doesn't cross their mind.
Mm.
I think the space of either I'm leading and you're following is what they've learned for so long. Like that's to me, a lot of people got to understand that sex is a learned behavior.
Yes.
So if you've learned sex your whole 40 years of life, right? And then you come across a woman who is more masculine than you, it will make you feel uncomfortable because it's not what you have learned.
Hmm.
So what you're speaking on is a co space, which means it's a shared space of masculinity that I don't feel a lot of, especially black men, here to say I'm going to share my masculine space in the bedroom with my woman.
Yeah, I agree with you. And then these same brothers want to have threesomes and all these other things, and they can't even handle the energy that their one woman brings. You know, I
Yeah.
I I agree with you. I think it's a flawed thinking, but that's why we have these naked conversations,
Right.
so we can address these things and kind of help elevate the culture.
And also normalize the fact that women can have a higher level of masculine energy in a bedroom. It's not that it's something shameful or wrong
Agreed.
for that woman to carry that because I mean, once again, I believe in sellers
Hmm.
in relationships and I believe in anchors in the sex space. Some men, a lot of men
Hmm.
are not sellers. They're not navigators. They're not seekers. They're not spontaneous. They like what they like,
Mm.
right? And they can get with a spontaneous woman. And because she's so used to playing the backseat role and he don't know how to co-lead that ship,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
That he lets her fall to the wayside and then it becomes what you said, like suppressing of her feelings and her sexual emotions because he don't want to share the space
Hmm. Hmm.
of the leadership.
Yeah.
So I do feel like that. And to speak on it, when you are a woman,
I'll never be a woman, but go ahead.
like, like somebody I know, when you are in spaces with, I had someone tell me that masculine men, like, especially sexually, wouldn't match with me. Like,
That's interesting.
because of these type of conversations. So I think it's great when you said it. I was kind of taken back, like, oh, okay. You was like, no one has ever. But like I said, I do think you see it from a co leadership space. I
Well,
has
I see it from a strategic space. So here's the thing: when you have one partner, the conversation is a lot easier, right? When you have multiple partners, or if you're still kind of feeling different people out and you're dating and stuff like that, strategy says, who am I dealing with now? What is the context now, in real time, in the moment? So when I say I'm strategic, there are spaces where, yeah, I'm going to share or open up that space for her to lead, or even within one sexual session, there might be a moment where I can feel that she wants to take over. And because the goal and the objective is to have great sex, which I would hope that's your goal and objective, then I'm going to create space for her, right? So when I say no woman has ever been more masculine than me, what I mean is I'm always in that mind of strategy. Not always. Let me be clear. When I'm in my masculine, that's what I really mean to say. When I'm in my masculine, I'm always in the mode of where are we going? How are we getting there? That's always my goal. So there'll be some nights sexually, for example, where I might just want, I might just want an orgasm. That's like my goal and my intent. There's other nights where I say I'm about to take her to Jupiter. Like we about to take off. That's a whole different strategy that I'm bringing to the bedroom, right?
Okay.
And so it's all about the moment. It's all about what's happening in the present moment. So a lot of men, because they're so ego driven, and I'll give y'all free game. Ego is feminine energy. Just want to throw that out there. Because they're so ego driven, but masculine presenting,
Right.
they don't realize how intimidated, to your words, that they are when another woman knows what she wants, how she wants, and she's ready to go there, and she's really using his body part for her own pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if the goal was great sex, why do that? But your ego says, nah, I'm the one that's going to tell you what to do, when to do it, and that's bad sex.
Right.
Therefore, it's not masculine because it's not strategic.
Right. Well, I would ask you, even let's can I challenge you?
Yeah, go ahead.
So the challenging is if you're always even co-leading or even constantly in your masculinity, when are you resting in the bedroom? Because that's what I've noticed with most men, if they're constantly being in their masculine, they're constantly even co-shipping, they don't really know how to put their feet up and just not lead.
Well, that's
And so since you said you're always leading,
always strategic. So
when do you put your feet up?
when she wants to dominate. So this is how it works. If I was to illustrate it, it would be like, okay, whatever. She's in the mood, I'm in the mood. We hug and we kiss and whatever, and she's showing a level of dominance where she's like, I just want to take over.
Right.
Then I will completely relax and let her do whatever she want to do with me,
Okay.
and she's gonna go in, right? Then, but at the same time,
But you've never truly left
you
your
can never truly
leadership
leave.
space. That's
No.
what I'm saying.
Well, yeah, I don't think. I think because I lean towards the masculine, that it's not overbearing or overwhelming like it might be for some men.
Okay.
I think for the feminine men, it's exhausting to be in their masculine all day, and so
Okay.
they're looking for a space where they can never lead.
So
right?
you're saying even in the bedroom, if you gave her space, you're okay with that and content with that, but you're okay with leaving you're okay with leading 100%.
Yeah, but I don't have to because my wife is amazing, right? So because I don't have to, I can't speak on what it means to always have to. Like, we talk in these absolutes. I might lead majority of the time,
Right.
right? And I'm okay with that. That doesn't
Right.
bother me.
Right.
But if for whatever reason, because men want to be sought after and they want this, that, and the third, and I respect that and I even understand that, my wife will recognize if it's like, you know what, he's been kind of focused on these other things. Let me go ahead and let him know, like, what's up.
Right.
And she will take over.
Okay.
And so that's the importance of having a partner who knows and recognizes your needs
Right.
and has the capability of fulfilling them.
Right. So we come in, we come into a good little space in our episode today, and I think we should always lead with like a positive, right? So like for the people out there, what would you say to someone that's listening that wants to be more masculine in the bedroom and don't know how to be male or female?
Well, outside of getting with either me or you, as coaches, and purchasing my course, Restoring Masculinity, at lsmasculinity.com. Outside of that, honestly, though, all jokes aside, though I am pitching, I do think getting professional help matters.
Yeah.
There's no shame in learning from those who study this and do this for, a living. I think that's a great place to start. But then the other side would be to be comfortable with a certain level of experimentation. If you're with someone sexually, I would hope that they're safe enough where you're not as embarrassed if things don't go as smooth.
Right.
Because sometimes it's not like you don't know how to lead or you don't know how to be masculine. You're just afraid of it going wrong.
Right.
And so have fun with it. Let it be more fun than,
Yeah.
anything else. Well, what would you say?
I think something you said a minute ago, like being it was something you stated about being in your masculine that doesn't burn you out.
Mm-hmm.
And I think for the people online that's extremely masculine, they're the leaders in the bedroom, constantly, allowing what I shared with him, the space of relax, what does that look like in having that conversation with your person? And then also someone who's always taking the simple, sweet role, I think being interchangeable and allowing the energies to flow is what makes good masculine and feminine energy in the bedroom, or masculine could still match. It's just depending on what you said, co-leading, and really just getting to the conversation of, do I want to be in my masculinity all the time, and what does it feel like, or what can I do with you to lower that for myself? I think that'd be great. I think that'd be a great space. And once again, pick up the phone and dial in. Maybe we can give you some help when you come in and talk to us on our live show.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen, that's it. We're going to wrap up. Thank you so much. Please subscribe, comment, share, and we'll see y'all next week. I'm Lawrence Souffrant,
I'm Nita Love.
and this is Naked Conversations.
Hey.